Hi everyone, my name is Renee, Program Officer with EcoSchools Canada. On behalf of EcoSchools, thank you for viewing this webinar as part of the 2023 EcoSummit. I'm pleased to introduce Nicole Roach from Green Communities Canada to present this webinar, Ideas Lab, Inspiring Local Action for Active School Travel. Nicole holds a BA in Philosophy and Communications from McMaster University and an MSc in Sustainability Science, Policy and Society from Maastricht University. She has worked in the field of sustainable transportation for several years, with a focus on commuting behaviors, community outreach, and children's mobility. Nicole manages the Sustainable Transportation Programming at Green Communities Canada, overseeing Ontario Active School Travel planning, and co-leading the Canadian Electric School Bus Alliance with Equiterre. In her spare time, Nicole enjoys exploring cities by bicycle, urban photography, and cooking at home. We would also like to acknowledge that the EcoSummit has been made possible with support from Natural Resources Canada. We're glad to have you join us for this presentation, and now I will pass it over to Nicole.
Hey, hello everyone. My presentation today is part of EcoSchool's 2023 EcoSummit and focuses on low carbon commuting to and from school. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge that I'm joining virtually as a grateful settler on land within the unceded traditional territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. And the term unceded acknowledges the dispossession of the land and the inherent rights that these nations hold to the territory. Thank you. This session will provide an introduction to active school travel in Canada, share success stories of local initiatives, and inform attendees about available resources with an emphasis on the Ideas Lab. So I will begin with introductions. My name is Nicole Roach. I'm Sustainable Transportation Manager at Green Communities Canada, and I've been with the organization for coming up 2 years. And my work focuses on active school travel and other sustainable student transportation options. And as I mentioned, I'm from Green Communities Canada, and we connect community-based climate action groups through a national network to share resources, co-create innovative programs, and elevate our collective impact. We are a member-based organization, and we have members and partners working across Canada. And for our work, we specifically accelerate low-carbon solutions, focusing on energy efficiency and sustainable transportation, as well as our green infrastructure programs that work to increase resilience for all and help communities adapt to climate change. Our main program areas are Active School Travel Canada or Ontario Active School Travel planning, the Canadian Electric School Bus Alliance. Then we also have Depave Paradise, Living Cities Canada, Rain Community Solutions, and Home Energy Solutions. So my work mostly focuses on the Active School Travel Canada, school travel planning, and Canadian Electric School Bus Alliance. And today I will be focusing mostly on active school travel. So what is active school travel? It's generally active modes. So walking, rolling, or biking for kids to and from school. And we've noticed in recent decades that the proportion of children and youth in Canada choosing active school travel has fallen, while those who are driven to school in private vehicles is higher than ever before. So according to school travel data from 2017 and 2018 of students from grades 6 to 10 across Canada, this study found that 22% walk, 4% bike, and about 74% rely on motorized transportation, such as the bus or being driven. Furthermore, less than half of students who live less than 5 minutes from school walk or bike. So there's a really big opportunity to get kids choosing active modes of transportation. And there's a number of benefits associated with that. So it leads to healthier students, both physically and mentally, safer school zones, reducing vehicle collisions and traffic violations. There's also reduced greenhouse gas emissions and air pollution. And we know children are especially vulnerable to air pollution. And it also leads to better academic performance in class with increased focus and better knowledge retention. So lots of benefits and reasons for why we would want to have more kids getting more active and getting to school actively. So the main part of our work over the last 5 years has been through the Ontario Active School Travel Program. It's a program of Green Communities Canada, and we led this from 2017 to 2022. And this program operated with a mission to create a culture in which everyday active transportation for Ontario students is safe, easy, and enjoyable. And OAST was built around a fund, a council, and a network. So the fund offered grants for active school travel projects that were expected to have a significant and lasting impact in communities. So we were able to distribute funds all across the province. We also had a council that brings together provincial stakeholders to identify and pursue strategic priorities for continued growth. And we also had the network, which is a community of practitioners that's working to support active forms of transportation at the local, regional, or provincial level. And with the network, we have a Slack channel, and we hold regular webinars and information sessions to facilitate knowledge exchange. So over the 5 years, the OAST program impacted nearly 1 million students, supported 48 projects in 62 communities, and delivered $2.8 million to support active school travel initiatives across Ontario. Another area of our work is called school travel planning. Green Communities Canada has been leading school travel planning programs since the 90s. And this is a community-based model for implementing active school travel that systematically addresses barriers to and incentivizes active journeys to school. So our school travel planning work has been implemented following the EASE framework. So approaching schools through a lens of education, encouragement, engineering, evaluation, optional enforcement, and then equity and engagement. So through our work, we have a number of success stories that we want to share and highlight of really great initiatives that have happened on the ground. So the first one, a recent example, is from the town of Ajax. The town of Ajax led an equity in active school travel project as part of the OAST fund. The project resulted in a youth active school travel toolkit. This was actually co-authored by a diverse group of youth, and the toolkit was created for youth to use to champion and advocate for active transportation infrastructure in their communities. So even though active school travel work is for children and youth, their voices are rarely integrated. So this was a really innovative program that involved youth directly. Next one is in the Muskoka-Parry Sound region with Near North District School Board. And they developed a cycling skills training program that was geared towards grade 7 and 8 students to help prepare them for high school, where they would be traveling further distances. And cycling seemed like a good option for them. So they sourced a fleet of bicycles in collaboration with New Hope Community Bikes that's based in Hamilton. And this was actually during the height of the pandemic, where bicycles were very, very challenging to get a hold of. So they were able to procure a whole fleet of bikes to cover all the students in the classrooms. And the program was delivered by physical education teachers at almost 10 schools across the region. So I was able to go in person and see all of the kids demonstrate their skills through different skills courses, and then also do some on-road riding. So this has been a really successful program. Next is in Thunder Bay. A parent recognized that his daughter's school only had one bike rack and advocated for more to be added, and was successful. So to celebrate the new bike racks and help build culture of cycling to school in Thunder Bay, the parent worked in partnership with EcoSupperior and led a Fill a Bike Rack Day to really encourage children and parents to bike to school that day. So the event brought out over 40 students and their parents and caregivers, and many students were biking to school for the first time. And the bike racks have been very well received and well used since. Next one is in collaboration, the York Region District School Board, York Catholic District School Board, City of Markham, and other community partners developed and tested a 6-tiered program model for encouraging active school travel. So the project used wayfinding signage, sidewalk stencils, and walking Wednesdays, where they closed down the Kiss and Ride drop-off area. So they've been doing lots of activities in York Region and testing those interventions to try to scale them up and expand. Next is the City of Niagara Falls and Town of Fort Erie. So also as part of the OAST fund, the Niagara region developed a pedestrian safety program that was named Between the Lines, Safe and Active Travel for School. So the program involved crossing guards to deliver in-class presentations, and the interactive presentations focused on the role of crossing guards, the basics of road safety for walking and cycling, and the benefits of active school travel. So they do have some videos and other tools available online that kind of shows the program in action. It's very neat. Next is also as part of the OAST fund, the Ontario School Streets pilot project included 3 communities launching a school street program in front of 4 schools. So this took place in Mississauga, Markham, and Hamilton, and we also had folks from Kingston involved in this initiative. So school streets create a temporary car-free space in front of schools at the start and end of the day to help improve safety conditions for everyone. So the pilot projects ran this past spring, and this helped to provide really valuable data and insights into how to scale the program across the province and country. Next is in Kitchener. Kitchener-based parents were motivated to get their kids riding bikes to school and began inviting neighbors to join on the ride. So their daily bike rides to and from school became a bike bus with between 7 to 10 riders on any given day. And with them doing the bike bus, it caught the attention of a local videographer and gained some popularity online. And this initiative has continued to grow thanks to social media. There's lots of activity on this in the States, in Europe, and lots popping up all over Canada. And they make for great videos, lots of kids having fun on the way to school. So we're definitely fans of bike buses. All right, there's plenty more success stories, lots more information on our website, but those are just the ones that I chose to highlight today. So the next topic is I'm going to go into the Ideas Lab resource. So Green Communities Canada has developed and maintains a website called schooltravel.ca, which is a bilingual website that is home to our school travel planning toolkit and the Ideas Lab. So the Ideas Lab is a searchable catalog of inspirational ideas and how-to resources that will help get anyone started, whether they're a parent, a teacher, practitioner, decision maker, whoever. And the catalog is searchable by theme, audience, school, grade, mode, and issue. So this allows users to sort based on who they are, who they're trying to support, and the issue they're trying to solve. So you can just select the different options, and then it will come up with the filtered actions that suit you. So the Ideas Lab has plenty of action cards, with just a few being school streets, safer streets advocacy, anti-idling campaign, walkabouts, bikeabouts, family travel survey, school site audit, weekly walking and wheeling days, traffic observation, drive to 5, bike train or bike bus, skills training tools, bike and scooter parking, walking school bus, school crossing guard, wayfinding, routes to school mapping, and many, many more. So on each action card, you will find a purpose, a description, the items you need, where to get help, and some key resources to get further information. So this is just an example of the bike train version, and on the side it shows what theme and audience and sorting like that. And each action card can be printed off, so someone can distribute it, take it with them on the go, or hang it up somewhere for easy access. And that isn't all of our resources. We have many more, but the Ideas Lab is definitely a one-stop shop and a good starting point for anyone looking to get involved in active school travel initiatives or school travel planning. So as I mentioned, schooltravel.ca, we have cross-Canada resources for school travel planning, in addition to the Ideas Lab that help regional stakeholders and facilitators. And one of the key resources is the School Travel Planning Toolkit, which is a guide for facilitators to go through the school travel planning process. So it's quite a big document that is also a very valuable tool and can be used all across Canada. Next is we have the Ontario ActiveSchoolTravel.ca website, where we have plenty of resources to support local action. So to start, we have a Making the Case document, which provides information and references to help practitioners to communicate with stakeholders about the merits of active school travel. So it has lots of different facts and resources and references. So a really great place to look if you're trying to get support within your community for more active school travel initiatives. So all the facts we have in one spot right there. Next, we have our Investigation of Supportive Policy for Active School Travel report. This was developed by the Healthy Environments Analysis Lab at Western University. And this report has nearly 60 evidence-based recommendations for policies to promote active transportation for school journeys. So it's split up into a few different categories, looking at infrastructure, planning, and other elements like that. So it has policies that can be implemented by a school board, by municipality, by consortium. So there's also a way to sort through and see if you're a decision maker or if you have a specific role, then there are policies that can be done to improve active school travel in your community. We also have resources on walking and wheeling skills training in schools. So we have a lessons learned report that was developed by Stuckless Consulting, Inc. So this did an audit of programs across Canada that are delivering walking and cycling skills training programs to look at what their model is, how they're delivering it, how they're measuring it, and just get an overview of what's being done. And based on this, a resource hub was developed, and that's meant to help communities get started with their own training programs. So it has things like curriculums, job descriptions, draft budgets, so that communities don't have to reinvent the wheel when starting their own programs. We also have a summary report that outlines strategies for engaging parents and caregivers in active school travel. So this is based on research that was done by Metrolinx in previous years, conducting focus groups with parents and other literature reviews to assess how to engage parents and caregivers around this issue, specifically ones that are driving their children to and from school. So this report really just summarizes that research. And I mentioned school streets previously. We do have a great resource that came out of that. So we have the Ontario School Streets Pilot Summary Report. So this outlines some of the results, the key findings, and recommendations for how to replicate and scale this up. Next, we have the HOP app. This was developed by EnviroCenter and OSTA, based in Ottawa, but it's open to many other folks. So the HOP app is a bilingual, interactive, web-based app that engages children walking to school and elsewhere. So it's very interactive and has lots of really cute graphics and visuals and tracks emissions for kids. So it is a really effective way of getting them excited about going to and from school. So that's something else to check out. We also have a few additional resources that are on the way. So I mentioned the parent and caregiver engagement strategies report. And so the next phase of that is that we are developing a household school travel kit that is designed to make parents and caregivers potentially rethink how they're getting to and from school, and then to also work to address some of the barriers that were identified in the research, because it can be challenging getting kids out the door in the morning to walk or bike. So just trying to create some resources that can help rethink or inspire behavior change, but also to help support them on that journey. So we'll include a suite of activity sheets and communication assets. And a big focus of this kit is featuring emotional messaging, because the studies show that just stating facts doesn't really help. So really trying to get to the emotions of it. So that will be coming out in the coming months and available in English and French. The next item is the Fresh Air for Kids Toolkit. It's a resource to engage kids with air quality and how it connects to active school travel. So this was adapted by Green Venture from their Hamilton specific resource, but now it's to be available across the province and can be used across the country. And furthermore, building on the policy recommendations report, additional resources such as policy briefs and advocacy assets will be made available to help mobilize on key policy recommendations, including snow clearance, bike parking, and traffic calming. And I would like you to stay tuned for one more exciting thing. To keep your eye out for is that Green Communities Canada will be leading a national student transportation data collection pilot. So the pilot, we're aiming for this to take place in spring 2023, planning for late May. And this will be focusing on data collection in Ontario and British Columbia, but also in other provinces. So it includes a planned expansion of the Bike Walk Roll online program that is a data collection tool, and also development of standardized data collection approaches and establishing consistent days and weeks across the country. So this is just a pilot, but we are hoping to build that up to a national survey. So we hope that you will participate in that, because we definitely need everyone on board to help make that happen, to get a better idea of how kids are getting to and from school across the country. So to wrap things up today, if you do have any questions or want to stay in touch or want to keep an eye out for the data collection project or other resources becoming available, you can follow us on Twitter at OntarioAST. You can also follow Green Communities and Green Communities Can on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We also have the OAST News. We have a quarterly newsletter and send out e-blasts related to seasonal events and when we have new resources. We also have the OAST Network Slack channel to connect with other practitioners and hear about new initiatives. And if you have questions or want to get in touch, my email is nroach@greencommunitiescanada.org. So that's all for me today. Thanks so much for having me, and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or would like more information. Thank you.